Hey up everybody, my name's Joshua Morrison, director of Johnny Mozzers, our Lessons in Confidence today. I want to talk about a little... Hang on. Hey up everybody, my name's Joshua Morrison, director of Johnny Mozzers, our Lessons in Confidence today. I want to talk about... For fuck's sake! Do you see what I mean? It's very easy to get very discontented with yourself and to get yourself down and to beat yourself up and to not be kind to yourself. The way I wanted to start this video off was talking about just kind of, it would be me looking into the camera, a bit of a gummy smile like this, right? And just like pointing out, like, look at that fucking gummy smile, look at that stupid grinning fucking face, look at you lanky prick with your stupid fucking hair. What's that? Right? That just looks a wreck. So I put this hat on it and now I just look like I'm wearing a bobblehead, right? Like that, okay? And it's very easy to get yourself down and to beat yourself up and to not be kind to yourself and to accuse yourself of being ugly or stupid or boring or whatever, right? And there's so many negative words that you can use to describe yourself, right? And it's very hard to be kind to yourself because your brain, at least my brain, prefers to be negative towards itself because it sees it as like constructive criticism and honesty and bluntness that you need in order to develop yourself further. Because look, I'm not a perfect fucking human being, you know? I get so many things wrong. I've upset people without intending to. I've made the wrong decisions and faced the consequences for it, you know? So many things have gone wrong in my life and so many of those things have been my own doing, okay? Like, I'm not a perfect being and I don't expect myself to be. But none of that is any reason to hurt myself and to insult myself. Like, think about it like this. The way that your brain is to you, would you ever be like that to someone else? You know how you might get yourself down, you're like, oh, you're fucking stupid, you know? You're really kind of fucking stupid, you know? You wouldn't say that to someone, because if you did, you'd hurt their feelings. And yet you're more than happy to hurt your own feelings, and that's totally fine. And I just feel like it's hard to escape. It's hard to not do that. And I do understand why it's there. It's some kind of survival instinct, I suppose, to ensure that we get to be as good as possible, to be, you know, some post-flawed state where we're no longer, you know, plagued with issues. We no longer have anything that we need to focus on and to improve on because we've improved everything to the max of our ability. If we're talking about playing the game of life, we've 100%ed it at this point. We've done everything that there is to do. We've lived a fulfilling life. We've done everything right. We've made so many people happy, blah, blah, blah. And then there's nothing left to do. I feel like that's why the brain gets you down, so that it can push you to do more. But I feel like a lot of people, including myself, get the opposite sort of reaction out of it. When you do beat yourself up, you don't see that as motivation to become a better person. You just kind of get yourself down and depressed and you're like, God, what's even the point of continuing on? And it's very easy to get like that. And that can be a bit of a self-feeding cycle. And you know, I've been through, you know, the odd depressive episode where I've been pretty unhappy for a long period of time and I'm getting myself down about it. I'm like, Josh, you keep being fucking depressed. Stop being fucking depressed, you fucking mopey twat. And it's like, how is that helping? Me saying that to myself, what is that doing to benefit me? Nothing. It's doing nothing to benefit me. Say if there was depressive here, right? And I was having a bit of a chat with him and he went, oh, Josh, you know, I'm really depressed. And I said to him, oh, well, fucking smile, you lanky twat. Stop being so fucking down on yourself and being so self-absorbed that you're so fucking depressed when other people have it worse than you. You twat, right? Imagine you said that to that person. I think they'd be quite right to not hang out with you anymore. And yet I can't stop hanging out with my brain, right? It's always there, it's always talking, it doesn't stop, right? So all I can do is try and control it as much as I can. And the way that I've found that works quite well is, because my brain likes to chuck out negative words quite a lot, right? So I'll be walking around and I'll be like, oh, for fuck's sake, this is so fucking irritating. I'll try and reword that to myself and I'll be like, no, it's not, it's all right. No, it's okay, this is all right. And that kind of quells it a little bit. Say if I'm thinking about something and my brain immediately goes for some negative buzzword, I kind of react to it with a positive buzzword just to try and reinforce my mind into not constant positive thinking, because I don't think that's helpful for us. I feel like you need a bit of negativity, but I feel like it needs to be controlled and diluted negativity. If you just give yourself the raw, unfiltered, you know, you're a fucking twat, you bloody head, what are you fucking doing? Why are you being like this? Right? And you start doing that with yourself. It doesn't help. It doesn't benefit you. It doesn't make you any better. It's not going to solve your issues. And what you want to do is just try and be as kind to yourself as possible. try and forgive yourself, not necessarily for things that you've done wrong that are unforgivable, but just for, the little things. That person that you spoke to at the counter that you called mum, or that time when you were talking to someone and I don't know, they looked really bored and then they left kind of early and you're wondering why they did that. Forgive yourself for these things, because you're not a perfect specimen, you're not a perfect being, and that's okay. You don't have to be. You don't have to be perfect. No one's forcing you to, other than yourself. And the more you force a square thing into a round hole, the more that round hole starts to like chafe and like scratch and stuff like that. And you don't want to scratch that, because that's your conscious and your personality and your brain. You don't want to like upset that and the delicate chemistry sort of balance that's going on in there. You want to be kind to yourself so that you can allow yourself to flourish in the long term through positive thinking. And it does require a rewiring of your brain, no doubt about it. And it's hard to do that. And I'm not saying I've done it by any stretch of the imagination, but I do try to just actively think positively, because it's very easy to passively think negatively. And if you can just go through life being as kind to yourself as possible, you'll be so much happier at the end of that life compared to if you went through life and just were honest with that negative stuff and you just allowed that negative stuff to overwhelm you and to take control over your personality. I see so many people that are just like down on themselves and beating themselves up over stuff, and they tell me what those things are, and I just think, I don't think that's a problem. And I understand where they're coming from, because I have similar things where I might say it to someone, I'm like, oh, and then they go, well, why are you worrying about that? That's not even a problem. Because all this effort that you're using to fix these things that you consider issues is time not spent on things that you should be fixing that might actually be real issues. And so you're being blinded to reality by this nasty fantasy that your brain is giving you. And it's very hard to deal with that and to fight your brain into being the thing that you want it to be, right? But it is a war that you kind of have to wage on yourself a little bit. And if you win that war, you're fucking coming out on top. And you can't really lose the war, because if you lose the war, it just goes back to how it is. So there's nothing to lose from trying. And that's why I think that you should be kind to yourself. I just think that you should be a bit nicer to your own brain and a bit more forgiving of the things that you think you've done wrong, because most of those things probably don't matter, and the things that do probably weren't as impactful as you thought they were, or if they were, then there's maybe reasons that you can understand and rationalize why you acted like that. And say if there's none of that, and say it is just you were just being a twat and it caused loads of problems, right? All you can do is try and bring positivity here after the fact and make sure that what happened then never happens again. And so you got all of those steps, and hopefully you don't need to get to the last step, but all the steps are available for you to climb. And if you can do that and just be at one with yourself and be contented, not at one with yourself, I'd say at two with yourself, because I have me and I have my brain, and my brain is the one that sometimes does the negative stuff, and I do the positive stuff back at it. And I obviously know this isn't real science. Like, I obviously know there's only one conscious mind up there, and it's just being split into two things, right? But it's useful for me to think about it like that. It might not be useful for you to think about it like that. Maybe there's some way of thinking that's better for you, and if you can find that, then you'll be on top. So I think that's going to be the video. So thank you very much for watching. Please leave your comments below about what you think about being kind to yourself. Think about times when you've had to be kind to yourself in order to forgive yourself maybe for an issue, or to just try and get yourself through some hard times, just to uplift yourself. Let me know your thoughts in general, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching this one, and have a good rest of the day. Take care, love you and your brain, and goodbye.